Welcome to Middlesex Moments, coming to you from the Center for New Media at Middlesex Community College in Middletown. I'm Steve Minkler, the college's academic dean and lead campus administrator, and your host for Middlesex Moments. This is a show that's produced by faculty, staff, and a team of video production students. The purpose of Middlesex Moments is to give you a small glimpse into the programs and services offered by Middlesex Community College. You'll meet faculty, staff, and students, and you'll learn about the ways in which the college is an important partner in the communities we serve. Today is a first for us on Middlesex Moments because we're live. We're live streaming this show on Facebook. So if you're catching us on Friday, April 20th, 2018, you're watching this show as it's happening, live, right here in the studio, no cuts, no edits, no retakes. It's pretty exciting, but it's kind of like walking on a tightrope without a net. But we'll see what happens. Today's topic: Middlesex Community College embraces and celebrates the international flavor of our campus. Our students, faculty, and staff come from all over the world and represent dozens of nations, ethnicities, religious backgrounds, and cultures. I have two guests with me in the studio today as part of our International Day celebration. And first up is Angelo Glaviano, who's a professor of world languages here at the college. How are you doing, Angelo?
Very well, thank you.
And thanks for being part of our first live show.
Well, that's an honor.
Now, Angelo, one thing that I wanted to talk to you about today is that you are in charge of an event we're having next week on April 25th called International Day. And that's a bit of a tradition here at the college, isn't it?
Yes. It's going to be our second edition. We have a lot of surprises ready for our students, our community. We're going to have a very long number of performers representing different countries such as China, Africa, the United States, and many others. We're going to have our community represented with food. We're going to have international food, thanks to the generosity of the Middlesex Student Senate.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and you have a whole team of people helping you put this together.
Well, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
That was a blessing, thank God. I had so many people volunteering, putting together an International Day committee, making all this event possible.
Okay. Now, why should a college like ours have an International Day? Why do we need to celebrate cultures from around the world?
Well, I think it's what I'm bringing with me on this campus. I have personally experienced international living around the world myself. As a university student, I spent a part of my life in Normandy, in northern France, and it was a huge challenge for me. A challenge that actually gave me many rewards, and I'd like to share that with our students. I'd like to bring our students to visit the world, see things they never forget, and also measure themselves, trying to become better individuals, more aware of geography, of customs, and see how they react, and learning from that.
Right. And you try to bring that into some of what you do when you teach language courses here at the college.
Yes.
Yeah.
I try to add to the linguistics and the grammar that we routinely teach in class, also how this country, for example, has been able to prosper from diversity.
Okay. Well, great. Well, I think we can talk a little bit more. We have to take a quick break. More with Angelo Glaviano after the break, talking about International Day. Later in the show, we'll also see a performance of traditional Chinese dance with one of our librarians named Cindy Lee, right here on Middlesex Moments. Stay tuned.
At Middlesex Community College, we think your Plan A should be a high-impact, low-cost college education, preferably with no student loans required. Get started on your Plan A.
Step into your future with Middlesex Community College.
And welcome back to Middlesex Moments, coming to you from Middlesex Community College. And on today's show, we're focusing on the international character of our campus. As part of International Day celebration, Middlesex Moments reporter Josh McClure and a video crew visited some classrooms where faculty and students discussed their experiences living and studying around the world.
Every year, Middlesex Community Colleges hosts International Day, where students and professors from all over the world celebrate their culture with food and music. This event is on Wednesday, April 25th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Founders Hall. Everyone is welcome to join and celebrate. We spoke to a few of our professors and students about where they're from and what it's like having an international influence on campus. First, we spoke to computer engineering professor Lin Lin.
I joined Middlesex in 2010, so it's almost 8 years. I teach computer programming courses, engineering courses, computer application courses. I'm from China. I lived there in my first 26 years before I came here in the U.S. In China, generally, when people do care about you, they, with all good intention, they may focus on, something you haven't done well, or what makes this thing not so perfect.
Next, we spoke with psychology, sociology, and anthropology Professor John M. Benge, who told us about life in Kenya.
American culture is different from Kenyan culture in several ways. Whether you talk about education, whether you talk about living conditions, whether you talk about what people eat, what people don't, and so forth. So it's different because in Kenya, we go to school early in the morning, come back in school from home in the evening. Students go to school 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
We went to Snow Hall to talk to Will Shaw, a student at MXCC who shares his interest on other countries.
Well, I've always been interested in other cultures and other countries, but what really got me started on it was when I was a freshman in high school. I was given the opportunity to go to France for 2 weeks, and for a week stay with our sister school in France. And so obviously I jumped at the opportunity, and when I got there, everyone was super nice. They treated me like I was family, and I just had an amazing time. I've loved languages, any chance I can get to expose myself to a new language or a new culture, I throw myself at the opportunity.
You can find these professors and students at International Day, which will be held at Founders Hall on Wednesday, April 25th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We hope to see you there.
Thanks, Josh, for that report. And Angelo Glaviano joining me in studio here is a professor of world languages. And I think, Angelo, all you have to do is walk around campus to see what a pretty diverse college we are.
Absolutely. It's been, for me, coming from a country like Italy, where when I left the country, there was really nothing international. Coming here was an incredible experience. I didn't think that it was going to be that simple to really, achieve great success with so much diversity around you. And I think it's quite a few people feel that way as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of interesting where you balance yourself as an individual, but you're part of a larger community, and that community, like the circle just keeps widening. Right?
Yeah, well, that's the world we live in. And I think our job is preparing our students for this world. Connecticut is a small state, and oftentimes, students go to small campuses like ours, but it does not mean the world is not within reach. We have plenty of ways how to prepare our students for the world. and this event is supposed to just promote all that.
Right. Now, you teach courses in French, Italian, Spanish.
Yes.
And you know English, of course. How many languages do you know?
Thank you for asking me that question. Sure. Well, I speak about 5 different languages, and that was something that I guess it's in my DNA. That's my natural inclination, and I took full advantage of it, and that has helped me in getting to know other people and getting amazingly along with everybody I ever met around the world.
Right. And you know, I know you love to travel, and you talked about your own experiences as an adult traveling to many countries, and I know you've tried to share that with students. You're working on some initiatives that might actually involve study abroad, where either Middlesex students can go to another country, or students from another country can come to Middlesex, right?
True. Well, we saw in the segment earlier on how Will was actually an eyewitness of the advantages and the results he achieved by living for 6 months abroad in a country where oftentimes it is indicated as not too friendly to America or Americans, but as you heard directly from him, that was just a false preconception. The truth of the matter is reach out, and you'll see that what you heard is really not that bad at all. Actually, quite the opposite is all good.
Right. So an event like the International Day, which is next Wednesday, April 25th, here at Middlesex's campus in Middletown, is intended to show people, hey, we've got a lot to celebrate with all of our different backgrounds from around the world. Yeah,
we live in a society where social media, I believe, tend to isolate us. And we kind of forget who we are as individuals. So International Day, in a way, is just bringing us to rediscover our individuality, getting to know other individuals with real names, not fake names, with real faces, not fake faces. So it's a way really putting attention on ourselves. Who are we? And I think we need that as a balance to so much involvement with social media and technology, etc.
Right. Well, yeah, you think social media and technology, like you were saying, kind of isolates us, but at the same time, it can connect us with anybody around the world. Do you still have family in Europe that you can contact with?
I daily talk to my friends through social media and talk to my relatives through technology such as phone apps and all that. But at the same time, though, it takes away that warmth that you actually have from a personal contact.
Okay. And so if someone were to come to our International Day next week, what types of things will they see? We have food and performances. What are they going to see?
Well, thanks to the generosity of the Middlesex Student Senate, the marketing department, we're able to have a lot of events. They're going to be entertaining everybody, starting with food. We're going to have a lot of international food, Chinese, Italian, Polish. We're going to have, thanks to the so many people volunteering, we're going to have performers. We're going to be performing traditional Chinese dance. We're going to have a professional Irish singer who's going to bring some traditional Irish instruments. He's going to tell us the history of those instruments. And many, I don't have the time to list everything, but I do want to take a quick minute to just thank everybody to really being so supportive, so friendly about the event.
Okay. And this is a tradition started a few years ago by May Coriel, who used to teach here
May
at the college.
Coriel is the person I'm actually following the footsteps. Unfortunately, she retired, but May started this thing a long time ago, and I'm humbly trying to follow her in her footsteps. Hopefully, she's watching us today from Hawaii.
Hope
Hi,
so.
May, if you see us, and hopefully I see you. Maybe at the third event, the third International Day event.
There you go. Well, somebody who teaches language, you've been at the college now how many years?
Oh, only 25 years.
Only 25 years.
Quarter of a century.
So what do you say to a student or somebody at the college who might say, well, learning languages isn't important. Everybody speaks English nowadays. What do you say to that?
Well, because I've had the chance to work at Middlesex and also to be living in this community, I've actually experienced the social changes that happen, because this is a country where things happen constantly. You got Italy, where in a way I think Italy is kind of still living in the ancient Romans times and all that. Things never change, and people love that too. That's why they get to see all the statues, Colosseum. But in this country, you see society changing constantly. In the 25 years I lived here, I saw the enormous changes, from the opening of many new restaurants, Mexican, Chinese, Thai, Jamaican, on the population, speaking so many languages. 25 years ago, there was none of this. And today, we are really accustomed to that.
Well, and it's also possible that for a person to live anywhere in the world, it's so much easier to travel today. But thanks to the technology, like we were talking about, is you could work even based here in Middletown and do work for companies all over the world, and you need to be.
No doubt. That's why we're working on this new program, a translators program, and an interpreter. It's a job that really is based on technology. The office is your computer, and you can actually receive contracts, and you can send the results of your work through email, through all the technology we have available to us. So we are instructing the workforce of the future to actually making a living working from home without having to commute or going anywhere.
Okay, so that's what it's all about, is really preparing our students for the future, working in a world that's globally interconnected and doing that for work, but also appreciating what culture brings to us.
Absolutely.
Right. So actually, we do have a performance with us, so after a break here, we're going to be treated to some traditional Chinese dance with a librarian at the college named Cindy Li. So please stay tuned for Middlesex Moments, and we'll see Cindy's performance after this break.
Step into your future at Middlesex Community College.
My name is Tahira Barker. I'm prior service Navy, currently Air Force Reserves.
My name is Vincent Murata III. I was prior Navy in the United States military.
I hope to graduate from here with my associates in biotechnology.
There's a lot of support for veterans specifically.
The veterans were quick to introduce themselves to me, tell me that anything that I needed on campus or off campus, that they were there to help.
To be able to transition from military life to being your own person.
Step into your future at Middlesex Community College.
Welcome back to Middlesex Moments from Middlesex Community College. I'm Steve Minkler, and I'm joined now by Cindy Li, who's a digital systems librarian here at Middlesex Community College. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, I'm happy to be there.
Good. You have a beautiful costume.
Oh,
here.
thank you.
And what is the costume is part of work you do as a dancer? You do traditional Chinese dance.
Yes, I did traditional Chinese dancing, and also I traveled to the China, Canada, and the state.
Okay.
I joined a non-profit organization, ECA, so working with the group.
Okay. And how long have you been dancing? What age did you start dancing?
I think when I was in primary school, I was selected to dancing. So in the first semester, I was unhappy to dancing because I had to practice again and again.
Okay. And how do you feel when you dance? Our viewers can see some of you are dancing on screen right now. How does that make you feel?
Feel happy and also enjoyable, and also find a way to balance between my work and also the life.
Okay. And now when you dance, is that part of a celebration for holidays or for family observances, things like that?
Yes. So like this one is we travel to Beijing in China this year to celebrate Chinese New Year. So we are like one of the 2 teams selected from different regions of the United States.
Oh wow, that's great. And how many performances in a year do you typically do?
I think in the past 3 years, I almost do 30 shows every year.
Wow, that's amazing. And I would imagine the kinds of dance represent different emotions, maybe love or...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the different, like this one is Mongolia dancing, the more shoulder brave. This is a brown rainbows, so for fun.
Okay, awesome. Well, we look forward to seeing you do a performance for us. I'm going to have Cindy's going to step off stage really quick to prepare very briefly for her first dance, which is called the Swan Goose. It's a traditional Mongolian dance, and the choreography is depicting the story of a swan geese flock flying over mountains and rivers, defying harsh rain and thunders, and growing along the journey experiencing life and death. Swan geese are known as the spirit of grassland. This dance piece is an expression of the swan geese's indestructible spirit. Cindy Lee. Okay. Well, thank you, Cindy. That was gorgeous. And Cindy's going to make a quick costume change, and she's going to prepare for her next dance, which is called the Blooming Flower and Full Moon. This is a dance that shows that spring is beautiful, youth is too short, but only friendship lasts forever. So we hope you cherish every moment of watching Cindy Lee perform this dance. And remember, you can see her in person at our International Day next Wednesday, April 25th at 10:30 in the Founders Hall Pavilion at Middlesex Community College. Cindy. Well, thank you so much, Cindy, for those fabulous dances. And let me call back Cindy Lee and Angelo Glaviano. I want to thank both of you for joining me today on Middlesex Moments and also in celebrating international culture and previewing International Day, which is Wednesday, April 25th at 10:30. It's going to be here at the Pavilion Hall, in Founders Hall at Middlesex Community College. And we thank you for joining us for another edition of Middlesex Moments. And as always, you're welcome to visit us, particularly for International Day, but anytime at our main campus located at 100 Training Hill Road in Middletown, our Meriden Center located at Platt High School for evening and afternoon classes, and of course you can visit us online 24/7 at mxcc.edu. For Middlesex Community College, everyone here, particularly our video production students, we want to thank you for watching. I'm Steve Minkler, and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much for joining me. This was great.